In the previous episode of Console Madness, the Super Nintendo dropped a Cleveland steamer on the Sony PlayStation.
What's a Cleveland steamer?
It means that he'll...
Whoa, be cool.
And the Sony PlayStation 2 looked at the Wii U and said, "Son, you ain't even in my league. Take your stupid little touchscreen and all your little games that have been ported over to the Nintendo Switch and get the hell out of here."
Because if you do piss me off, I'll whip your ass. Oh. Now look at me when I'm talking to you.
In episode 7 of Console Madness, the Nintendo Entertainment System goes face to face with the Nintendo Wii, and the Super Nintendo takes on the Sony PlayStation 2. Folks, we are getting down to the nitty gritty. These battles will be intense, and there's no telling who will prevail. Welcome to episode 7 of Console Madness.
Gaming off the grid! Boom shakalaka!
The beer in today's episode is from Nightmare Brewing, because, folks, this episode's a nightmare.
Yes.
The semifinals.
Semifinals, Console Madness, this whole mini-series has been fun, but I think I've never been this stressed to film an episode in my entire life.
I don't know what to do here. So the first matchup, let's just jump right into it. We have the NES versus the Nintendo Wii.
They're both Nintendo consoles.
Yep.
So they're both that, but they're both, it's their own thing.
Yeah.
And I love them both.
The Wii, it has stolen our hearts. It's the reason we started the channel with House of the Dead. Overkill that cannot be stressed enough. Light gun games, the versatility of the Wii, the hackability of the Wii, to where, and it had the eShop games too, so you could play all of the NES catalog.
Yes, and we have our Wii hacked. And I know we mentioned hacking at the beginning of this series, and it pissed a lot of people off. But it's true, dude. You can hack the Wii.
Yeah. This is important, though. You cannot play NES games on the Wii with the precision that they need to be played with to perfect the games. I struggle to beat Punch-Out on the Wii. I can do it, but it's not even fun to try, because I can then put it in on the NES and just
know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, just fly right through it.
If it's your first time playing an NES game, you won't notice it, but there is severe input lag.
I think a lot of people...
Like even speedrunning Mario, you notice it.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of modern gamers who are like, man, I can never beat Tyson. But I think that maybe they've only ever played emulation or ROMs of it. They've never played the real, original game on original hardware on a CRT TV. Reason I think this is like T-Belly. We were talking to him recently, and he's like, he just got a CRT again. He had one before, but he can beat Punch-Out through emulation, which is epic.
Yeah, he's done it a lot.
And he's like, dude, CRT. He's like, once I got a CRT and was playing original hardware, he's like, dude, I kicked Tyson's ass every time.
Immediately. Yeah. It was just easy for him.
Wait, that's it? That's it? Yeah! Let's fucking go, bitch! Let's fucking go! Yeah, baby, we did it! We fucking did it, baby!
This is so tough.
It's tough. I think you got to talk about the versatility of the Wii.
And the GameCube, the backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
The GameCube controller.
But the originality, the backwards compatibility for the NES doesn't even apply because you can't play the games right.
No. And what's crazy about both of these consoles from two different complete generations.
Yeah.
They brought families together.
Yeah.
So that's like the NES, first amazing home console that brought families together. I know it wasn't the first, but you know what I mean. And then when the Wii came out, it brought families together again.
It was kind of Nintendo's way to reestablish their dominance that they had during the
it's a
NES
great
era.
family console.
I mean, the NES is the better console. It's tough.
It is so tough because, like on games, I know a lot of the games that I like on the Wii, the motion's kind of irritating to some people, and there's not motion on the NES. I think we got to go NES.
It's the OG.
I think so. It's just badass, even though the controller
and the
is
challenge.
A brick.
Like, if we were only left with the NES in here, you would face a ton of challenge. And if you had that challenge and you had to play those games on the Wii, you'd be dealing with input lag.
Well, and also you'd be dealing with the streaming element where you just scroll through games.
Yeah.
NES, you can work on a game for 2 months.
Yeah, and
we still not beat it.
That's kind of a good point, I think, because a lot of any consoles, we game a lot down in my garage. But we get fixated on certain games because we got to pull a game from up here and take it down to the garage.
So it's always in.
And so it's like, that's the game we're going to play if we're playing
like
the game.
you've been working on Batman for the NES your entire life.
Yeah.
Just no death running it.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane. I can't name any other game that I've done that on any other console.
Yeah. So
NES hard, man.
You would not run out of things to do on the NES.
Yeah.
Now, you wouldn't on the Wii either, but I think playing the games organically is always the best way to go when you're talking about 8-bit and 16-bit stuff.
I'm so sad to say, but bye-bye Wii, NES, thank you for bringing us together.
Okay, that was rough because, like, envisioning a life without having our Wii, which we have put so many miles on. I'm surprised it still works.
It hurts. It's a nightmare, man. It's a nightmare.
Cheers to that round, because that was rough.
This one's gonna be even rougher. The Super Nintendo versus the PlayStation 2. Oh, God.
Entire life, adult life for sure. The Super Nintendo, I've said many times, my favorite console ever made.
Intel. This year.
I still love it, man. But 2020 has reignited a flame for the PS2. You know, during the time of the PS2, I was all in on it. It was my favorite console. I was so dialed into it, even through college. But then once I got my PS3, PS4, I didn't really ever go back to the PS2. So my nostalgia didn't flare up for it until this year because it's its 20th birthday, right? So we've been doing a lot of episodes regarding the PS2. Man, it's so good. It is so good.
The PS2 is incredible. And here's how incredible it is. So, at my house, I don't really have a game room because all my stuff is here. I have the PS4, the PS2, a Nintendo Wii, and the mini consoles. That's it. The PS2 is my original from when I was a kid. I got the Wii and the PS4 later in life. The PS2, man, it's stuck with me my entire life. I'm still playing on it. That boy, man.
I play Tony Hawk all the time.
Dude, Tony Hawk. I know it's not console exclusive, but I play it all the time on the PS2.
As great as the Super Nintendo is, the versatility and vastness of the library on the PS2. It's weird for me to say this. I mean, obviously,
he's wearing a Super Nintendo.
I'm a Super Nintendo fan. Like, I love it. I think the PS2 is the better console.
Before we make an official decision, I want to bring up one thing that's super important to me. The first game I ever no-death ran, well, besides Mario, Contra 3 on the Super Nintendo. That game.
It's epic. But, like,
that's probably my favorite Contra. I know there's Contra games on the PS2 that are badass.
That's what I was going to get to is, like, yeah, you wouldn't be able to get that experience, but the Contra games, Neo Contra and Shadow Soldier are badass Contra games.
And they're Contra hard. I don't have any nostalgia for the Super Nintendo either. But this is hard for me. So that says a lot about the Super Nintendo. Mm-hmm. Super Nintendo, like, I first played it like 2 years ago when we started the channel. And I'm comparing it to the PS2, which I've been playing my entire life, and it's in the... That says a lot.
You were born, it's important to note, Robert was born in 94.
Yeah.
So once he got old enough to know what he was playing, his mom had an old Nintendo, and then his first console that he got was a 64.
64, so I skipped right over it. I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah, so then, you know, folks are like, oh, how does he never play Super... Well, since we started the channel, he has, but he didn't grow up with one. And, you know, a lot of times when you're a kid, you just play what's current and what your friends are playing in school.
You don't know. People aren't playing the Super Nintendo when the 64's out.
Yeah.
That speaks volumes to how good the Super Nintendo is. That it's made it this far. My love for it's huge.
Probably or arguably the best, I think it is the best, mini console was the Super Nintendo.
Star Fox 2.
Yep.
Exclusive to the Super Nintendo Mini.
I really feel like this whole series I'm mailing in my retro gaming card, but I feel like the PS2 is the better console.
I do agree. I just want to emphasize how much I love the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want people to think, oh, he hates the Super Nintendo. It's made it this far, guys. These are consoles we love, and it sucks because we got rid of the Nintendo Wii. But the PS2 is still alive, which means we can still play some light gun games.
Yes. So, can we move to make the final decision, saying that the finals is the NES versus the PlayStation 2?
Yes, and I did not expect those two to be in the finals.
This whole thing's so fun because we're not rehearsing, we're not looking,
talking about
the only time we open up the document is when we hit the cameras to roll, so we don't even get a chance to think about it. But, like, I feel like it keeps our reactions raw, and I'm stunned that I'm okay with this Super Nintendo not moving on.
Yeah. And what's crazy is this was a random generated bracket.
Yeah.
So had it got generated differently, do you think the results would be different?
I mean, maybe if it was more of like a generational, or we applied the seeding, but I think the way we did it, just doing random, was the best way to just scatter your consoles in the middle of the floor and then
just pit
them together.
NES, PlayStation 2 for the finals. That's going to be so freaking hard.
Intense.
This whole episode stresses me out. I feel like I'm living a nightmare. So let's talk about this beer by Nightmare Brewing Company. Holy crap. Every beer we have from Nightmare Brewing Company is insane. And the backstory, man.
Yeah, so this is an Imperial Oat India Pale Ale.
Never heard of such a thing.
Comes in 9.6%. So I love like oatmeal stouts. I love that, I'm big on like, organic health bars, that type of stuff. So I love oatmeal. I do like oatmeal in general. So when you can mix that in with a beer, I love the flavor
brown
profile.
Sugar oatmeal?
Yeah.
Good.
Well, that's peaches and cream.
Ooh, peaches and cream.
Strawberry and cream. Yeah, pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything with cream in it.
Sugar though takes it like the health value down, but nonetheless, it's still good.
We're talking about beer.
Yeah.
I've never had anything like this before. The oatness adds like a heaviness to the IPA. It has also a great IPA taste.
Yeah. When
we poured it, I was like, ooh, I'm kind of disappointed by how thin that looks. But this beer does not taste thin. It tastes thick and heavy, but it's not heavy. It's very unique and weird and hard to describe.
So what's your view on it as an IPA fan? Because
it has a great IPA taste.
Yeah.
You get that hops, but it's not aggressive.
Yeah, I like it because it's not aggressive. It really is like that. It's a perfect like balance all the way through.
It is. Everything about this beer is balanced. And this is a messed up backstory.
Yeah, the beer's called Flayed.
Flayed. So it's about like back in the day, a long time ago, these people used to flay people alive. That means like they would peel their skin off while they're still alive. There's a story where these group of people took over like a town or a village, captured the leader, decapitated his entire army in front of him, and then flayed him alive. So then he eventually died, and then on top of that, they lit the city on fire.
Yeah.
Like that's
just called insult to injury.
This is insane and messed up, dude.
The unique part though is they sourced the oats used for this beer from that region,
yes,
right?
The oats from this beer that are in this beer can be traced all the way back to the area where the Flayed happened. So it makes me kind of uncomfortable to drink.
Yeah,
but
it's crazy the amount of like artistic and like historical nature that these guys put into their beer.
They put so much thought into it, and it's good beer. Like that's so much work. The artwork's incredible. This is
so they're out of Boston, Massachusetts,
Yeah.
right? So we got to get ourselves out there. We're gonna find a way to get to this brewery. It's gonna happen. I don't know what else we can do while we're out there, but it's a destination for Got G. We're gonna make that something that happens in 2021, 2022, whenever post-COVID life starts to happen.
Hopefully soon.
Yeah, very soon. We're going a little stir crazy.
Yeah.
All right, the finals are set, guys. The Nintendo Entertainment System against the PlayStation 2. We don't know how it's going to go.
Oh my god.
It's going to be a battle.
I'm already sweating and stressing, and I think my hair's turning gray.
Yikes. All right, we always appreciate you tuning in and subscribing to the channel. Keep gaming, keep drinking. We'll see you next time right here on Console Madness. Right here on Gaming Off the Grid.
NES, PS2. Did not expect that. I thought the Super was going to make it to the finals.
It's tough.
But against the PS2... I bet if it was at the top part of the bracket, it would have taken over.
Yep.
But, see? See?
The video that you just clicked on is bound to get your blood boiling. It might even piss you off a little bit. Welcome to the semifinals of Console Madness. Today we see the Nintendo Entertainment System take on the Nintendo Wii, and the Super Nintendo Entertainment System take on the PlayStation 2.
I'm excited but nervous.
Very unique.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't look very thick. I mean, it does kind of.
Yeah.
But